Hi, this is David Lockeritz with FindMyMusicTeacher.com. I hope everyone watching had a great holiday and is looking forward to a great 2010. A lot of us have had a tough time this last year. Some of you watching this may have had students who have had to leave lessons because of financial reasons. Some of you have probably had a tough time finding new ones for the same reason. But one thing that I've noticed is that in 16 years of teaching, a lot of trends seem to pop up from one year to the next based on events or holidays that are happening at a certain time of the year. And understanding these can help you position yourself to different audiences of students and help you word your ads effectively. This was originally a text blog that I wrote around the same time last year, and a lot of it still holds true today. Feel free to check out the original text version of the blog, and I hope you find this video edition of the blog has some helpful suggestions for making 2010 a successful year for your music teaching business. January is kind of a double-edged sword. The good news is that you have a new audience of people who might have received instruments for the holidays or perhaps have made a New Year's resolution that involves learning an instrument. The bad news is that a lot of people are feeling the tension and the pinch of having spent too much money on the holidays, and so it might be a good time to offer a free or a half-price trial lesson for someone who's reluctant to spend money but still wants to learn music. February brings us Valentine's Day, huge gift-giving holiday, and you can be given as a gift if you offer gift cards. You can also target people who might have received a Valentine's Day present involving an instrument, and also you can even make the reference in your ads, how you word them. Want to learn a special song for that special someone? Try music lessons. In March, you often have school carnivals and spring musicals. They don't just happen in the month of March, but I've noticed that March seems to be the most common month for both. And they're both things to take note of. The musicals, for example, you can offer tutoring or a special one-on-one attention for people who might be preparing for an audition. It's another angle that you can play in how you word your ads. You can also advertise in the program booklet. And for the carnivals, I've noticed lots of times they have talent shows. And anytime your students perform at a talent show, not only does it make the lessons a more valuable experience for them, but it also increases your profile to anybody who sees the student play. And remember, schools tend to be kind of tightly knit communities. Word travels fast. So if you get a good reputation, I think you'll find that it reaps a lot of rewards, that you'll reap a lot of rewards. And also, lots of times the schools have auctions and fundraisers, so consider donating lessons as an auction item. April, of course, is hard to think about without thinking of tax day. But one thing I've noticed is that even if the beginning of the month tends to be slow, there does tend to be a little bit of a bump and a pickup after the 15th when people have gotten their refunds or realize they're not going to have to pay as much as they thought. And again, you can word it in your ads. Want to become a rock star? Take lessons and with your tax refund and stick it to the man. Anyways, we move on now to May with Mother's Day, another big gift-giving occasion. And remember, moms tend to be a tight-knit group of people. They like to exchange information with other moms. They like to talk about goods and services. And so get in there with mom, people. I'm not talking about in the American Pie sense. I'm talking about establishing yourself as a reliable, effective teacher and letting the word spread. I've found that lots of times the hand that rocks the cradle also signs the checks. I've probably been contacted by the mother of, I'd say, 2/3 of my students, of the younger ones, that is, who take lessons. So, and remember, even if Jane, mother of 2, doesn't want lessons for her kids, her friend down the street, Jenny, mother of 6, just might. So, word can travel fast. We have 2 more gift-giving occasions in June, which are Father's Day and graduation. So again, 2 audiences of people you can target in your ads. People who received an instrument as a graduation present or for a Father's Day present. Or, again, the gift cards for lessons. Maybe dad has a Strat up there in the attic gathering dust and you just need the right teacher to inspire him to break it out again and, learn Freebird or Iron Man. July and August, again, tend to be kind of double-edged swords because good news, bad news again. The good news being that lots of times people have more free time, students especially. And so if there was a kid who was busy with exams, didn't want to take lessons during his exam period, now he has more free time, they might start looking for instruction. The bad news is that you're also competing with karate, summer camp, baseball, softball, basketball, swimming, whatever. And so, again, you got to make sure that your music lessons stay relevant and important to your students so they don't end up dropping you if they find themselves under time or budgetary constraints. September brings us to the back to school rush, and lots of times people have moved up from middle school to high school or high school to college, and at every level there's new opportunities for academic music studies, even with budget cuts being what they are. And so you can target new audiences that way. Let it be known that you offer AP music theory tutoring or improvisation for people who might be in a band class or whatever, jazz combo. And October, I find, is kind of a good time for a student recital. Lots of times at this point, the back-to-school rush has sort of settled down, but it's still before the holidays, so it's a good time. It'll be easy to coordinate everyone's schedule. People won't be too busy. And recitals, of course, are always a good way of increasing your visibility and making the music lesson experience more valuable for the students. And I've already talked about November and December and the holidays in my previous video blog, but just to reiterate a few points I made, again, the gift cards, make it known that you offer gift cards. Consider performing voluntarily at a church or a community center or a store, or a school, or doing a clinic. Even if it's voluntary, it can be a good long-term investment. It can get you out there in front of a lot of people. And also, you can even give self-promotional gifts to your students for the holidays. For example, a few years back, I made a t-shirt that I gave to my students that consisted of the group photo that we took after the recital. So it's fun for the students, and again, every time they wear it, you're getting free advertising. And you could also maybe even make a bumper sticker that for the parents to put on their car that says, "My son is a rock star in training with John Q, music instructor." So I hope you find those suggestions helpful. I hope that 2010 brings you happiness and success. This is David Lockowitz from FindMyMusicTeacher.com. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great new year.